Non shower. Hello, hello, hi everyone. Hi Tito. Hi Design Spaces Structures. Tamina Belema, Jadi Crystal Craft. Hello. Hi Lita, hi Obi. Hi Amaka Ogidi One. I think I got that. Bukola Deyeye, hello, Precious, Omafez Interiors. Tiffy James. Hey, our guest is here. Whoop whoop. Yes, let's see. Oh, hi guys. Hi Lena. I'm sorry. I'll stick to Lena. Hi everyone. How's it going? Okay, so since our guest is here, I think we're good. I look refreshed. Thank you. I decided to sleep all through the night. I kicked away my regular um my regular routine. So I'll start with, hi, my name is Folakemi Oloye. I am the CEO and creative director of Teal Harmony Nigeria Limited. Teal Harmony is an interior design and renovations company based in Lagos. And I just want to give a brief background as to why we're doing this. So, with the whole lockdown situation and the coronavirus, and now with the oil prices, it just makes sense for us interior designers and architects to come together and just discuss and see how can we make sure that our clients get the best of us, and how do we make sure that we stay in business and even thrive in these times. So that's the reason why we decided to do this. And today I have a very special guest coming on. Her name is Tessie. She's Theresa Ephraim. I call her Tessie, and you'll be hearing me say Tessie a lot, but her name is Theresa Ephraim. She is the she's the business partner for Beautiful Ideas. I'm just going to patch her on. Give me a minute.
We made
Hi,
it.
Tessie, how are you?
I'm good.
Oh, it's so good to see you. It's so good
Same
to see
here.
you.
Same here.
How's everything going?
Great, 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 great.
Nice, nice. So,
Well done. Well done for putting this up. And yes, you look so refreshed at last.
thank you. I decided to sleep. I'm like, you know what? Because normally my routine can be very terrible because I wake up in the middle of the night. I do my best thinking then. But yesterday I said no, so I took hot tea and I just went to bed. I'm like, I'm crashing. And even when my alarm came up, I snoozed it back. I'm like, nope, today we're sleeping it all through. So yes, I feel better. Thank you so much. Okay, so me, I call you Tessie, and
I like
normally
Tessie.
I will fall into
I like
default.
Tessie.
Even if I try
like
to say Teresa, I don't think it will flow in my mouth.
I like Tessie. I prefer Tessie.
Oh, great. Okay, cool stuff. So, all right. So, Tessie, please, can you give us an introduction?
Okay, Tessie is Tessie is the managing partner of Beautiful Ideas, and I studied engineering. I I love beautiful things. I love to arrange things. I love to create processes in things. I love to empower people. I love to share. Now that's Tessie. Beautiful Ideas. Yes, we are a multi-divisional company. We are interior designers. However, we have sister companies and other businesses that support our interior design business. What else do you want to know? We've been on for about 13 years. And currently, I happen to be the chairperson of CEO Roundtable for Interior Designs Association of Nigeria.
Great. So you see, the thing is, all these people that come on to this thing, they're always, oh, I'm so humble. I don't want anybody to, you know. And Tessie, the way you're doing your introduction, people will just be like, oh, she's so, oh. Tessie is the chairperson. She's the chair for IDAN CEO Roundtable. And what that is where they bring all CEOs together and they pick a topic. So in January, you guys did this amazing session about structure. Oh my God, that was amazing. Even though we had been working on it for like, you know, a while, it's something that I've always been very keen on. But it was just amazing. You know, you brought in the manager, I believe, for James Cuban. You know, and it was amazing. It was exactly what people needed to hear, you know, at the beginning of the year. So, and then Kirsty, I remember when I went to Autry's restaurant. Oh my God. When I went to Autry's, when I was in the place, I'm like, I'm sure these people, they've got to bring an international interior designer. They will not give Nigeria interior designers a chance. And then, you know, I think I was now telling you that, oh my God, have you seen Autry say, like, I designed it? I was like, what? No, you know, and that's something like, I know that you're not, you know, you're not out there. You see what I mean? But you do fantastic designs, amazing designs. And, you know, when I was looking at you, I'm like, I think it's that engineering background. You're very like, you know, you're analyzing and processing and, you know, all of that stuff. So, well done. The other thing I was going to add is when I started Teal Harmony, Tessie was a huge support. You know, a lot of people say, oh, you know, you don't get support from other interior designers. And I don't know if Tessie remembers this, but she will come to my house and say, hey, oh yeah, talk me through it. And I'll be telling her, she's okay, do it like this. Okay, have you thought of this? You know, and I remember when, you know, there was that project at Ocean Parade, and I came to be, I'm like, Tessie, please. You know, come and, you know, and Tessie's like, oh no, you can do this, you know, you can do this. And I was like, okay, so these are the ideas I'm thinking of. You were like, oh, have you thought of orienting the living room differently? No, so, you know, yeah, ace, you know, top dog. So, yeah, super supportive. And I don't know how many times I've come to meet you and you've given me resources over the years to just say, you know, contact this person, they should be able to help you out. And that was how I met Kuchi Lifestyle. It was through you I met Kuchi Lifestyle, and she's been amazing. So all our Skechers stores, she's the one that helps us, you know. And so that's really great. So thank you so much, Tessie. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So you've been in the industry for 13 years. I remember you said 13 years. You celebrated 10 years like about 2 years ago or so.
3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, you celebrated 10 years 3 years ago. And I think what's interesting about beautiful ideas, which is why, you know, I really want people to listen, is that you've taken, you do interior design, but you've also seen a gap in, so what you've done is like, it's an umbrella company, you know, so you've also seen a gap with event management where you know, when they have like nice luxury events and all of that, you provide them rental. Can you talk me through that?
Yes. So
tell me what inspired you to go through that route, and you know how you got there, just the journey, because it's a very different field, you know, but it's still interior design.
Yes. So I think, so it all started with a very good boss of mine and sister of mine who is an event planner. Shout out to Open Events, Oloye. So, I mean, she always tries to create beautiful things from her sets and from her events. So she would always call and say, okay, I need this production done, I need this setup done, you know, and we did that. Then the issue now came, how is she going to keep all these things, you know, afterwards? So we make custom-made chairs, make custom-made tables just for this event. And most times it doesn't fit any other event, you know. Then I think that's where it started from. Then she was now getting tired of having tacky chairs and tables, you know, when you're creating a VIP section in the event. And she would say, Tessie, I need. Then she now said, how come no one in this country can do, you know, rentals? And I'm like, really? So that's where it started from. It was an idea from her, and I just said, yeah, I can do that. I mean, whichever ways, I see myself as having capacity, and we normally would, you know, produce things and just keep. So how about renting it? So that's where it started from, you know. So from our storage, we would begin to do nice designs and rent it out to them. And it was really helping. So not just her, even I remember Moabudu, they needed a set for a TV, you know, to come rent, or, you know, different people, different needs. Oh, they just need a kind of feel in this place, and just for 10 minutes, and they'll just come up and say, oh, we need to rent some, you know. So that inspired us to, you know, keep ensuring that we had fresh designs, nice designs that also can transcend different event setups and still give them that luxury finish and that luxury thing if they want to. So that's how we made that.
That's nice. That's very nice. So I know that you do that because I even also remember that there was this there was a show, and they had reached out to us to say, oh, you know, someone that referred them and
yes,
and then I was like, we don't do rental, but I can link you to someone that can sort you out. And I know you went out of your way to sort it out. I think you even sorted out the logistics part of it. Yes, and that's something else that you do as well. Do you want to expand on the logistics arm of the business?
So we have trucks, and we have things that we use to move items from. So the need of the business came up when we needed to do projects, and do projects would mean get logistics firms to help. And it was quite frustrating earlier on, you know, and not the large ones. So most people had the large trucks.
Yeah.
You know, but sometimes just to move a client's couch from point A to point B, it was stressful, it was costly, you know, and it just didn't look like. And so one was the size of the truck. Number two was the handling. So I had issues where, how can I tell Musa, hold it, oh, Musa, you know, so there was that need.
Don't let it crash.
You know, please hold it off. You don't understand. Hey, you'll just be going off the hook if anything happens to that. So that helped, and that did birth our Easy Movers arm, where we support both interior designers, event people, you know, anyone that just needs to move things from point A to point B, not necessarily very, and some people really, I mean, we've done a few things with Myra's, who works for Google, you know, when they needed to move, when they're moving items to their sets and all of that. So I guess just bridging that gap, and what we identified there, people needed to move swiftly. So you will call on us. So now our values are reliability, efficiency, both in time and money, and creativity. Now, over the years, we've stuck to these three things. So whatever we do, we ensure that So we tell ourselves we are reliable. Like, if you call me at 12 midnight, I should be able to help you. I don't care what every other person says. That's how I have been trained. That's how I work. If I give you a word concerning something, I might not know how this thing is going to come from. You come, oh, Tessie, I needed a chair. And I'm like, that chair is not in Nigeria, Sha. Then I just tell you, I'll find it. I should believe that you would go to rest, that Tessie would find it. So now, what for me is go and sleep. Whether I'm going to look for where it's going to come in from, whether I'm going to look for how to produce it, just leave me with that. So because of how probably my mind, works, I just believe that I can do it, or we can do it. And somehow there's always a way out. Maybe that positivity keeps me able to help people, help to be resourceful to people, and all of that. So that's also how Easy Movers came about, where we are able to help people move things from point A to point B safely, and yeah.
I can totally relate because so the first time we had a project in Abuja, so we had projects where it was renovation, so we could work with what was available in Abuja. But then there was this time where we were doing like a full-on, design, and I think it was a residential space that we're turning into a commercial space. So it was for bridals, JBEC, and they do bridal fittings, and the style that we were going for, we couldn't get anybody in Abuja to help us do it. Yeah. And also because of the time frame. So it wasn't like the skill set wasn't available. There was a time frame factor as well. So what that meant was we did everything and loaded it from Lagos to Abuja. Do you know that by the time we got to Abuja, scratches, everything, it was to the extent that we had to reupholster some items.
Oh my goodness.
It was that bad. So when you talk about transportation, it's such a big deal, especially for the interior industry, because, the clients, and even you as a person, you don't want to deliver something that has a scratch. You don't want something that the fabric has a little bit of one tear somewhere. So handling, and so it's not just any logistics company that can do it. It must be a logistics company that understands handling as well. But I think what I even really, really like about what you're saying is that it's in the process of trying to solve people's problems. You keep seeing gaps, and then you now provide solutions. And that's what's now making your business evolve and evolve.
Absolutely.
And now you have the Be Innovative Place. Did I get that right?
Yes, BI Place.
The
Business Innovation Center.
I know that innovation was there. The Business Innovation Center.
Yes.
So tell me, how did you get to Business Innovation Center too?
Okay.
Guys, all this from interior design, no.
The truth, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. So from the onset, I love offices. However, because I was doing interior design, and interior design is like linked to showrooms. When you think interior design, for most people, next thing is what? Showroom.
The showroom.
So I tried this showroom business. It didn't work. Like, I just knew it was not my person. Like, I'm not that person that, because a lot of dynamics goes into it. And Folakemi,
I do.
I
always go to your place and I'm like, Tessie, should we do this? Like, you know what, this limits. Don't worry.
Like, I'm not that person, but if you're saying office, so my whole thing, that what inspires me is I like high streets. So even when I'm having offices, I want to be on the high streets. I want to gaze onto the skies. I want to. So for me, if that's the reason to have a showroom, it doesn't work for me. For me, it's totally different. So I noticed at the few places, so first we're at Elegushi, we tried to have the showroom thing. It worked. The people who came in, it worked. But it wasn't, so I just knew that I prefer project management. I prefer construction. I prefer things that are a bit more analytical and not too fine and finish. That's not me. I know that could be a part somewhere, maybe in the future, but I was able to identify these things early. So when we had an office, one of the offices in Lekki, which you saw that we had a little show space that was empty for the 4 years that we were there. Like
for the whole 4 years.
So you paid 5 million naira for empty. I mean, it did not make sense. People tried to, but for me, I'm just like, I would struggle with it. But what I wouldn't struggle with, I know what I would struggle with. Put me on a project, give me a timeline. I would not struggle with this. Tell me to, I would not struggle with this. So I just realized that, okay, so we needed to now move. Of course, we got bored, so we get bored easily. So said, oh no, can't stay in this place again. Where's the next place? So the question was, okay, are we going to just get another space? What will we use the space for? To storing things. So what happens is we'll just be storing things of projects. So project B is happening. Everywhere you come, you just see every stack of cartons just ready for projects. So I just thought that maybe we don't need to do that. We already have storage. So keep things in storage and share your space. Just share your space. And already, I love to empower people. I love to see other people grow and groom and, do well also. So that inspiration makes me want people around me. So when you come,
I can attest to it.
So that just makes me, Then also was the BI Academy. So we've been doing internship for years. A lot of people have trained under us, but then they'll not ask, how about your school? I can't do this, as I'm not sure. To talk is like it's not my first giftings, like So,
but you're doing so great.
Yeah. So I'm just like, okay, so let's get a shed. Let's share a space. Let's also get a space that we're able to help people train in when they need to train. Then I also know a lot of entrepreneurs that just need that space. I know how it was for me. I started from working from my room to working in a BQ to working in another a space to working in bigger space, and it's just been growing. So I also identified the things that affected me, that would have helped me when I was growing, and which was, okay, I'm not doing a 9 to 5. Okay, I can't afford to pay for a space, and own by myself. However, I like things organized. I like things, and I like things prim and proper, So if you say the function of this space is work, let it feel work. Let it do work. Let me come in here and not be hot. Let me come in here and begin to think. Let me find the place inspiring. Let me come in here and just, be revived. So those are my understanding of workspaces. So we now just said, okay, how about helping other people that need to use the space for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours? They come in, they brainstorm, or they come in for a meeting, or they come in, they tell themselves, in 1 week, I want to be able to do some strategy sessions. So I just want an office for myself that I'll come in and think. So that made us now begin to think of BI Place, the Business Innovation Center, and that was it. And so we now have people who are able to come in, people that come, they also need collaboration. So willingly, we're able to share, we're able to tell you, okay, you ask a question. And, so the greatest informations I've had is with conversations. So the power of 2 is better than 1 is true. And Business Innovation Center is such a place that just because you came into that space and you said hello to somebody and passed, and one day you now just have a conversation, and there you go. That is, you know, I've stopped by people and they have the solutions to what I'm looking for. Like, it just came so casually. So I truly believe that, you know, getting a space that further, you know, brings this. That's how I play game. Yeah.
That's amazing. So, you know, I want us to talk about structure and process and project management in interior design. So I remember that, you know, when I come to meet you, you know, you told me, you said, "Folake, even though I was working in my BQ, I would dress up 8 a.m. in the morning, I would shower, I would dress up, I would wear a shoe and resume in my office.
Yes.
And then when it was time to close, I had a closing time. So even though everything was happening at home, my head knew there was home and there was office.
Yes.
So how can we, you know, especially for people that, you know, maybe working from home or, you know, and as they're evolving through their interior design business, what structures do you think they need to be put in place to be able to support them such that they will be productive, they'll be extra productive?
Okay. So first of all, it's all about the mind. You know, so for this period, so it's a lockdown. So what's the difference between this lockdown and you having a boat cruise?
There's a difference too.
What's the difference?
The difference is first, I'm on a boat cruise. You know, maybe there's entertainment and somebody's feeding me. And you say a cruise, like, so maybe those 7-day cruises, right?
Boat cruise, you're not going anywhere. You're locked in the boat for 7 days. Hello.
Well, yeah, but you know, it's true. It's in my head. In my head, I'm like, I'm at home. But on a boat cruise, it feels like it's true because I'm stuck on sea. So if the captain says we're not going for the next 21 days, there really isn't much I can do. So I guess, yeah. So you're right. You're right.
So yes. So it's a mind shift. Like shift. I remember especially when we had that strategy structures in January, you know, what that did to me was also, it was a time to shift from the way we process things, the way we think of faces, you know. So once I think you're able to shift in your mind, like you rightly said, like, so I've not had the opportunity to be let me put it this way. Because work was so upbeat. So the new norm then was, you wake up in the morning, drop the children in school, you get to work, you do you get on a project, you do. So in it, I tried several times to have a time to even walk out. So I live in an estate. I don't even enjoy the estate. Like, I've been here I don't even enjoy, as in, I don't even understand what it is to walk outside my house. Because just drive in, drive out, shut in. Get up, go out, meet again. Did it. So I started coming to myself in this mind shift. And I told myself, first of all, I couldn't, as if I had a block, as in, I want to go out now, no out. I want to do this. So first of all, that mind shift is just calm down. So first thing I'll tell everyone is calm down. Yes, we're not going to be making money the way we used to make money. It's all changed. Yes, we're not going to produce things the way we used to. But you know what? Calm down. So second will be understand that there is a shift. And when there is a shift, you're just take to what's your new reality. When you now take to what's your new reality, now I'll band-aid what you said. So when I realized as a young entrepreneur and designer that I had to work from the house, but yet make money, but yet, you know, I told myself, okay, right now, you can't afford an office. You can't, but yeah, what can you do? So I now told myself, yes, I can wake up in the morning. I can dress up and feel good because I like to dress up. And yes, I can just go and sit in and do what I need to do. And yes, what happens even when you don't have jobs? There are times that there was no job. What I mean, there was no job. I don't know about the daily bread because God finds a way to just make that happen, you know. But that's not what we are talking. We're talking about when you don't even have jobs. Like, what should make you stand up and, which is what I'm saying. So 2 weeks ago, there was nothing to make me stand up and say, Tessie, we're going to the office. We're answering one project. We're answering one call. So what should you do? So I would tell myself, this is the time for me to educate myself, to train myself, to first to understand that it's just a timing. So it's not permanent. It's just a timing. So what do I do with this time is what it is. So for people that are struggling in this period, you must understand that it's just a timing. It will go, it will pass, it will pass. However, what you do with this time is going to be what will help you in your next timing, you know.
Yeah.
So what are those possible things? Read. For you that you don't like to read, write. If you don't like to write, draw. If you don't like to draw. So we've been trying to work on our website forever. I've not had time. So the website people will say, Madam, we sent it. You've not. I don't have that time. I don't have that time. So the first thing that happened was I told myself, oh, okay, so I can deal with these things now. So I started dealing with things like rebranding.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried myself a lot in things. So if you notice, we have a new logo. Now the logo before that, I designed it. So I tasked myself and told myself, you know what, you can do it. And I was bored and I decided to do it. So I would pick an app, I would try myself. So what are the things you can do with yourself in this period is what I think everyone should face themselves first, before even talking about the company, with themselves first. What are the things? Do you used to like music? Did you used to want to, whatever, anything that just makes you, like Folakemi, perhaps this is a new hosting, so we're seeing you as a new TV host. Hey!
No,
Hey!
but you know what I can relate to what you're saying is that, so I'm not crazy about cooking, right? But in this time, I just thought, why not? You know, why can't I just go into the kitchen? And so during this period, obviously, I've cooked a few times, but that's also because for the longest, I've not cooked because
Sorry, I just saw her comment.
Yes,
rest.
Hi, Osaru. So when you think about it, I like what you said about finding things that you used to enjoy. I used to enjoy cooking, but I like cooking when it's a full house. I don't like cooking for one person.
Thank you. I relate.
Because now that we're all around and it's a full house, I'm happy to do it again. And so I took it up again. But if you had told me before, I'd be like, please forget cooking. It's not likely to happen. So I totally relate to what you were saying. But what I wanted to ask is, what challenges did you face when you first started designing?
So when I started, now the story of how I started, so I was still working with an engineering company, Sombrero Engineering, and we're contractors with Chevron. So at one phase of the project, there was nothing that was going on. So they just said, oh, okay, since there's nothing in this phase, I didn't have anything to do. I was being paid, but I didn't have anything to do. So it was in that period I now started getting restless. How can I wake up in the morning? Nothing to do. So that's how the whole beautiful idea. Then somebody comes in. Every day someone is asking, oh, what should I do here? And because I like to move things around. So like now in this holiday, I've changed my house like 3 times. They're tired. Everybody's tired. I have changed my bed. I have changed the children's room. So next thing I'm going to start doing is maybe organizing people and start saying, oh, okay, what was that idea you even had? So let's talk about it. So I'm just saying how I started. So I started that way when there was no work. And because there was no work, I was now helping people out in their spaces. And so there would be, so I had a friend that just came up and said, you always, she would drive, then I used to stay in Ibadan, she would drive all the way from somewhere around Thomas Aja just to come and speak with me. And she was a much older lady. She was a lawyer. She was, we studied French together. We went to Alliance Française together. So we will be trying to speak the language. So which, although I don't know. I just leave that part. Yeah, so I tried to study French because I figured that I love business and I'll have to go to different areas of the world and I would like to stay relevant. So she would just come and it was in one of those conversations, like remember what I said, it's conversations. And she just said, why don't you just call it beautiful idea? And when I woke up, something made me, so I like to write. I like to just scribble things. So I woke up that morning and I had a dream. I don't even know what the dream was, but I just found myself writing beautiful ideas. So when she now came, it was just a confirmation. Same word. So I just knew, okay, whatever this is. So there was no structure to it. So yes, you can start without any structure, literally. I didn't know that, okay, I didn't go to the interior design school then. Remember, that's how I started. I didn't know that, okay, this is the process. You learn about origins, you learn about textures, you learn about shapes, I didn't learn nothing. I just had a passion of making sure spaces were always looking nice and updated. And that name came. So I struggled with the fact that in my time, or in the time I had reality of what I was doing, it was just the people in the market that were my allies, if you understand what I mean. It was the suppliers. I didn't have a one-on-one with anybody that had been the road I was going to. I wasn't aware of that. So, but the only person I was aware of was that cotton man, that man that sells cotton, that man that sells bedsheet, that man that helps me get the solutions I would use in a space. That's all I knew at the time. So yeah, it didn't stop my productivity. It didn't stop my ideas from flowing. But I would tell you this, and I'm saying this not just because I am the CEO, part of the IDAN group, but in this era that we are in, we're in an era of building communities. This pandemic is bringing up communities. So if you don't belong to a community, it's going to slow your process of both learning, advancement, and what have you. Communities are going to, right now. So after a few years, I had tried by myself, and then I now knew about IDAN. I jumped at it because how is it some people know things that you don't know, and yes, you know the things that you know your taste. You're not going to say you don't know what you like to eat. You know what you like to eat, So for me, the struggle of being by myself was the first problem. So for now that we have Idan, now that we have communities that speak design, please plug yourselves in there as much as possible. Plug yourselves in there, whether internationally, whether locally, just plug yourself in there. You don't need to talk. Just, the knowledge I got, and sometimes I'll just say, maybe I'll go for a meeting and Auntie Titi then is saying something, or Omon is saying something, or Sari is saying something, and I could identify it, and I'm like, oh, how come I didn't even know this? Do you get, how come, not that how come I didn't know this, I would have started the processes, but I now didn't realize that it's part of the process that made the structure of interior design what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. What mistakes have you seen new designers make?
Mistakes? What
mistakes like, when you see new designers, upcoming designers, and you see them, what mistakes do you see that, I wish this person would have done it differently, I think they could have done this. If they do it this way, it will help them. What mistakes have you seen that new designers make?
So, mistakes. Well, I think maybe, I don't know. I don't always like to see people like, I don't know. Maybe if you rephrase that question, I'll be able to answer. Because
okay.
I personally don't think that people, if you made a mistake, it's all good. You're going to learn from it. But maybe you want to say, I don't know, rephrase the question, maybe.
Okay, so maybe I should, maybe it's not mistakes, but what are the things that you see new designers doing that you feel like if they improve on it, it will shoot their businesses through the roof, like it will make them excel better?
Okay.
Have you seen any gaps that you think that, this is a way I think new interior designers can improve on?
Okay, copy, I would say.
Okay.
So I see a lot of copy and paste new designers are making. Yes, you should be inspired, but look for yourself. Look inward. You should be inspired, look inwards. Not because everybody likes in white. Then why must, question the fact, why must it be? Okay, we know that white makes a place. Other than that, because guess what? You're a designer to create. You're a designer to innovate. The world needs to see what is a new white. You could come up with something, and that can only come when you tell yourself you've got it in you. So I just see that other than, so now because, which is really good for me, everyone produces furniture now, fantastic. But how else can you do it differently? And also try to understand what is even this interior design all about? Like, what is it all about? Is it just about making things flashy, nice? Is that all? Could there be more to it? That's the thing that I think interior designing is all about. Evolution. I just believe that once you have, when I say I get bored, really, literally, I mean it. Like, I'm like, okay, I've done this. So when we started out which was a bad principle, I feel, I would tell myself I will not take pictures because I don't want to repeat what I've done for a client. I will not take pictures. I blank out. I don't even remember. Why? Because I want to deep in me and try to see if I can create something better. If I can, So I just think that new designers need to draw in. There's a lot out there. We are depending on everyone to draw in. So not because one person created it nice. Draw in to get your own, because your own is going to be part of what will help the community advance. That's one thing I would say. Number two is, don't lose yourself. Don't lose yourself because of because of the economy or because of, I just think I also see designers lose themselves because there's no money, there's no job to express what what you have to give, so you lose yourself. I would say find a way to give to somebody else. So when I was not having a furniture line or having easy movers and the rest, what I would do then was go and sit with some of these interior suppliers or designers firm, just like you did, just go and sit, have a chat, understand their thought processes. And don't forget, people would not just give to you their truths. You have to pay for it. And how can you pay for it? First is being patient. Second, be true. Be true to why you're going to meet that person. Be true. If you need help, say, I need help. I remember with House to Home, oh my God, that woman is a blessing to also Beautiful Ideas when we started out. Because, we didn't, she and Dutu now gave room for younger designers to, so you can't call that client to give you a brief. You don't have the structure to pull that person in. But these people have. So you go, you submit yourself to them. You make them understand that this is where you are, and be real, because everybody knows what is not real. Don't think some people just think, I'm smart, I'm smart. It's only you. We are all, everybody's a loader now. You're but you don't know that, that everybody has the experience. They've been through routes that you don't know that they've been through, So you're able to go to them and ask for their help. I don't even want to talk about mentoring. Mentoring is like a big word to me. Leave mentoring. Just volunteer yourself. Volunteer to help. Volunteer to go on projects. I used to volunteer to go on projects a lot. So even if you don't send me, I would just go, please, can I help? Oh, please, can I do this? I would go to a site. I love what they are doing. I remember 4 Points then, when they're building 4 Points. Yeah, I was a younger designer. I didn't have the capacity. But you know what? Because one is confidence. Confidence in who you are, I just walked up there, and I think there were South Africans then that work, and I just said, oh, I like what you're doing, and I want to learn. And I would have chats with these people, and they would tell me things. They would reveal things to me, and in the process, I was learning. I was getting more education, and in the process, I was understanding this whole story of interior design. So please volunteer, young people, younger interior designers. Volunteer yourself. Volunteer your time. You probably won't have money to volunteer, but what you have is time. What you have is goodwill. Volunteer that,
Yeah. I totally agree. I also remember that when I was starting out, there was a lady, urban
living. Yes.
No, not urban living. Ours is urban designs. I think she's I'm not sure she's not in the business anymore. I would just go and sit with her and say, oh, I'll be in her store throughout. If they're lifting anything, I will help them lift. If a customer comes in and maybe she's busy, I will, and I was still working. So it would be that maybe it's on my way back from work. I'll just sit there in her store. She was in Lekki. I'll sit there with her. And, if a customer comes, I will help them and say, oh, yes, it comes in white. It comes, I was helping out. But that in itself, because she could pay me. She could afford to pay me actually at the time, But what she was doing was, because of that, she was okay, what, don't do it like this. This is how she would take me. I would follow her to her site. When she's on site, I will stay with her. I'll be like, why aren't you taking pictures? She said, oh, I had this what did they call that camera?
Canon. No.
The Canon.
Yes.
Yes, I had a Canon. You know, and it was professional. It was professional standards.
Oh, okay.
I said, "Why aren't you taking it?" It wasn't like I was a great photographer, but I would take those pictures for her, and then I would send it to her and say, "Oh, see this picture I took." She will share. She'll be able to put it up. You know, so I tried to help the little way I knew how.
Yes.
And definitely, you know, when we want to get fabrics for your post, she said, "Okay, so like I'm going to Mushin today, 9 a.m. Are you coming or you're not coming?" "I'm coming." I'll follow her to Mushi.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like she was even much older than I was. But for me, it was the fact that I was going to be able to learn. And so it meant, you know, submitting, like you said, and being forthright. Because I told her from the beginning, I want to start my interior design company and I want to learn. You know, I would even take an invoice or something and show her. Same way I came to meet you. And I'm like, "Oh, Tess, look at this invoice. What do you think?" You know, those kind of situations. So it's very important that upcoming designers know that I don't think it's not an overnight thing. You know, everybody pays the price.
Yes.
And sometimes you don't need to learn the expensive way. The expensive way is making mistakes that can easily be avoided, you know, mistakes that somebody else has made that mistake. Learn from the person, move on. But instead, people will now go and be repeating other people's mistakes because you want to be by yourself. And that's another thing what community does for you as well.
Yes. So yes, also, I know what will come up, a lot of people is going to say trust. How do I trust? How can I trust? How wouldn't I trust? Now, not for the person volunteering, but the person. So you need to know that people need to trust you. So how do you trust that Coke is good for you? Or how do you trust the fact that when you drink Coke, you're going to be refreshed? You understand? So I also believe that everyone, in one way or the other, learned off people. So even when you think that that person that is so professional, that is so up there, things that so full of themselves, remember that they know that they learned off people.
Yeah.
Remember that they know. So the only link I always see is ability to trust, which is why I said, let your intent be clear. Don't try to come to want to steal data, want to steal processes, but just come with the fact that you're going to learn. Maybe even what God wants you to learn from this particular person is different. So maybe from Folakemi, what God wants me to learn from Folakemi is that you are in so and so. Then I'll probably go to design sense, and I'm speaking with design sense. What I'll learn totally from design sense is totally different, you know. So trust first, that trust yourself, trust why you're there, and go real. I just feel that is, so even when you join these communities, this would come up. In collaboration, these are the things that kill collaborations. Trust.
Yep.
Trust. So that's why clarity on your intentions is so key. It's so key. Why am I having this conversation? Why am I having this conversation with Folakemi? Because I trust that she's not using this medium to just fling herself up. She's not just using this medium to get her out there. But genuinely, I'm able to understand that Folakemi has a real sense and panic for why and how are we going to survive this time? What does it really mean? You know, and blah, 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 blah. So if I'm able to trust that, I would easily connect, you know.
Very true. Thank you so much. So we need to actually log out so that we can face this, and then we'll come back out. Guys, please come back. You know, this is a whole 30 years sitting down, teaching for you. So there's so much to learn. So please, 1 minute, and I'll be right back
And today that Folakemi has made me talk. Well, I remember I'm not a talker.
Exactly. So please.
I'm a doer. I'm not a
Guys,
talker.
see you in a minute or less. Thank you.
Yes.
You have another one again?
She has not finished.
I finished it online. I said, okay, Nikki. But no, how about?
That's Regis. Hello. Tamina is back. Hi, Isis. Oh, hi, Isis. Hello, Yellow Blog. Miss Chef. Hi. Design Spaces and Structures. Hello. Hey, Fune. Hi. Design Sense for me. Hi.
Casa interiors, Victorian bathrooms. Oh, hello, guys. Yes.
We're back.
Yes, we are. That's great. So, Tessie, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing. So what I will do is I will read some of the questions that have been posted before, and then just pick it up from there. Okay. All right. So, and I'm sorry, I don't have the names. Sorry. So what's happening is, we have to.
It's okay.
It's a village that is putting these things together. So there's someone that is handling just taking out the questions. So I'll just go with the questions. Do you do both residential and commercial projects?
Yes, we do.
Okay. But it seems like you do more of commercial projects, right?
Absolutely. In fact, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, we do more of commercial. So.
Any particular reason why you do more commercial projects than?
Okay.
Sorry. Hi, Pastor Kaba. my pastor changed.
Yeah, Pastor.
Okay, please go on.
Okay, so I'm thinking, not that we particularly, position ourselves this way, but I think with the values we stand for, I think it's the commercial places that yes. So when they're the ones that need to know that one is reliable a bit more. They question that before they can give you a project. They're the ones that need to know that you can effectively do their project from start to finish, because yes, most times, yes, they might have the money for it, and sometimes they don't have the money for it, but because you're on board, you're able to advise, you're able to help root the project to ensure that, so you're acting really as also a project manager, so, and yes, they're the ones that also require creativity.
Okay.
So, yeah, I guess that's why.
Okay. What do you think is the impact of IDAN in improving the standard of interior design in Nigeria post-pandemic?
Oh.
The question is somehow, it's tough.
Okay. So what I know is belonging to IDAN this period is going to help you. You're asking, I'm trying to remember not that I don't remember the question, like what are the benefits of IDAN to you?
Yeah, so what are, post-pandemic.
Post-pandemic. So benefit, like I mentioned, we're in a borderless economy, a borderless situation now. That's the new shift, So belonging to a regulated body that sticks for what you're sticking for is going to help you, especially in this post-pandemic, So people would want to know they can trust you more. So because you belong to a body as such and you imbibe, because of course IDAN has processes and they don't just take on everybody and anybody. So they need to make sure that you're a person of integrity and you stand by what you do, and you understand what also interior design is. So I see a situation where IDAN would become so relevant in our tomorrow, in endorsement. In endorsement, because you're going to be doing jobs outside Nigeria, you're going to be talking to people outside, because everywhere is borderless now. Like we've learned the new, being remote is the next new. So what does that mean? No restrictions, so when there's no restriction, when there's absolute freedom, there has to be something to regulate it. And IDAN is that regulator. That yes, we're free, yes, people can contact you. However, IDAN would help ensure that everybody is clear-minded, we're keeping to where we're going. So if someone has put a job in your hands, you're ensuring that you keep to your words, that you won't say because of the pandemic, story. And the good thing about this forum also is you can ask questions there. People get stuck on projects, and on the group they'll ask, hey, everyone, please, I really need a whatever. And they just put it there. Before you know it, you have 20 solutions to it. You're someone that you don't live in Sokoto, you don't live in Kano, you don't live in Benue, but someone has given a project there. And because you belong to this group that is literally nationwide, and the people that are in this body are also very knowledgeable, the people that are in this body have also great network. So it's an era of network. So if you hook up yourself in IDAN, which is a great network, you are automatically highly do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So most people even at IDAN have great certification. They have great networks. They even belong to other international bodies of designers. They are seeing things in a different perspective, So by the time you're having a problem, you're soliciting an idea or whatever it is, it will definitely be to your benefit. So please plug in.
Absolutely. The other thing I was going to add is that even now, during this time, there are lots of articles that are shared on the group that you can read on.
Yes.
Recently, and then, so there is interior design, but there's also the fact that there's the business of it. And part of it is leadership. So recently it was even shared on the group where you can take a leadership course at this time, and you can tune up that that area where you're not doing so well in, and you can tune it up to get better. So there are even support systems even going on right now that can help you be better for when this pandemic is over. Okay. Yes. So I want to Pinseto is here, Mrs. Tolu Pinheiro. She says collaboration, thumbs up. Thank you so much. What happens when a client wants you to create a replica of an existing design? So, you were saying that one of the advice you give young interior designers is not to copy and paste. So this question is saying, what if the client now says, it is the exact thing, don't change it, the same color, the same way they put that thing in that corner, that's how I want it. How do you suggest we handle that?
Okay, so this has to do with, so most times that's how it actually starts. It starts with, okay, the client sees something and realizes, and to further buttress what they have in their mind, they begin to save pictures, they begin to save an idea the way they would like, but please, before, let them really understand why you're here. You're here not to, so that picture, unless, that picture is really what you want, then you can but sell yourself, as in, when I mean sell yourself, not that you're just talking, oh, for the sake of you want to do something new. No, but properly analyze. Properly analyze. Okay, so if we're saying residential, for example, people have different types of homes. They have different types of culture. Interior design is really about building cultures through designs, promoting. Same thing with architecture. So when people see terraces, sometimes when I started seeing terraces, I was like, here comes a new culture. Why? But we must understand, why were these things built that way for them, not in Nigeria? What kind of culture do they have? The culture of, they don't believe in togetherness. They believe in your floor, stay my floor, stay organized, So I'm saying that the essence is always number one thing we must always look at. So you would say, please, my essence is here to ensure that I analyze for you what it is. I would show you reasons why I think you should tweak, or perhaps this picture that you had in mind was very good for Mrs. A or Miss A, but it might not be adequate for you. You go to work, you come back, or another person that lives in the house, as in a housewife, So by the time you're talking with them, and I believe that you would either be able to convince them, or you give them what they want. If that's it, you give them what they want.
All right, thank you. Someone wrote here, Neye official. My thoughts exactly. People are so guarded these days. Volunteered to help a certain group of interior designers from Japan in a hotel project in Ikeja, and they didn't think it was a good idea. What's your thoughts on this?
Sorry, I missed.
Okay. She said, my thoughts exactly. People are so guarded these days. Volunteer to help a certain group of interior designers from Japan in a hotel project in Ikeja, and they didn't think it was a good idea.
They didn't think it was a good idea?
Yes.
Who didn't think it was a good idea? The interior designers or people?
No, it was the interior designers. So she volunteered to help them, and they didn't think it was a good idea. That is the people from Japan.
So how did she position herself to make this request? To help might be okay. Sometimes you don't need to help. Just sit and watch. Sometimes you just sit and watch and observe. I think part of the skill as an interior designer, you must be able to observe. You have to have strong skills in observation. So you go to a restaurant that is nicely done, and you sit in there and just gaze and watch and try to understand, even without asking. You're not having a conversation with anyone but your mind. You're like, okay, I noticed they put this stuff here, they put some sculptures here, they did this, they did that. When you observe, I believe strongly that if someone is saying to you it's not a good idea, then try another method. There are different ways to getting these things done. The main thing is give your time to it.
Okay. How do you encourage upcoming designers to pick a niche and stay there while senior designers do almost everything themselves?
Say that again.
I love the question. So the question says, how do you encourage upcoming designers to pick a niche when senior designers are still doing everything themselves?
How has pitching the niche got to do with senior designers doing everything? I'm trying to understand.
So I think what they're trying to say is, I'm an interior designer. I'm upcoming. I'm just about to start. and you say, oh, I should pick a niche and say, okay, stay in this area, focus on this area, grow in this area. But then I'm seeing designers that have been in existence way before I even thought of interior design, and they are still doing everything. But you're telling me that I should pick a niche.
No,
How does that work?
So for me, I think what the person, anyone that is telling you to pick a
How
niche,
would you encourage the person?
okay, I would encourage you, the picking of the niche is not for that person, it's actually for your good. So like you asked me, why does it look like? We do residential, we do everything, like if you ask us to. But have I come to understand my self-mastery or what we're mastering in? Yes, I do, and that's picking a niche. So it is as a result of values, it's as a result of how you see your what you're made up of. Do you understand? So it's not really about that person. It's really about you. So when they're saying pick a niche, it's just so that instead of you hitting so many things at the same time, you're able to stay consistent and hit it where it is. So take, for instance, well, I don't know. I wanted to use someone as an example. So Design Sense said,
She does residential furniture.
yes, she does residential, but she did not say that if tomorrow I remember she mentioned that if tomorrow there's an aspect in a hospitality job or anything she's called upon, she's not going to shy away from putting it in. However, that's not her first leg, you know. And so it helps you also with marketing. So it's not the interior designers that are saying this, it's just the principle of life. If you're able to muscle up in a particular zone or in a particular area, it's just like if you have vulture flying around. Vultures are flying around, but put meat somewhere. Where would they go to? They'll still be flying around.
No, they'll go to the meat.
Exactly. So what is your meat, in other words? That's what it means when they say pick a niche. Yes, you are everywhere, you're flying everywhere, but where is your meat? What is, you know, your meat is where your point of concentration is, and that way it will not attract the right thing, the right people, or the right, so it's easier for marketing and it's easier for productivity.
Great. How does IDAN standardize the quality of interior design work?
So that there is a process. First of all, before you come on board with IDAN, they would ensure that you're a person of integrity and your underlying factors and values is also checked. So when it comes to projects, IDAN would not get on your project, doesn't have the ability to get on everybody's project to see what everyone is doing. But the way they can do that is ensuring that we get educated. So the more, so we have CPDs, we have different forums to help developers. The more we hear these things, the more someone would not just turn out a bad job.
Yeah.
So I believe that one way in which IDAN is helping to ensure that they can check on you via your projects is to ensure you have the right information as much as possible that would help guide you, you know.
Okay, great. Sorry, I'm trying to read the other one. So design spaces structure says, with the way the society has become, volunteering has become suspicious, I guess. Can Iran create a platform that, no, sorry, I'm sorry, it says that. Can Iran create a platform that can help younger designers volunteer? And maybe from possibly there will be trust.
Okay, I guess it's something we can look at. I mean, don't forget, IDAN is just a group of people that are also very busy, and they are also trying to ensure they thrive in their different sectors and stuff. But yes, it does make sense, and I know that the president has a lot of ideas and on trying to ensure that there's a lot of engagement amongst us. So creating platforms like that might be something we would look up to see how does that come and play out with us.
Okay. Maya, you are so right. Even some Nigerian designers are so careful, they won't even collaborate. I think it's the trust factor as well.
It's the trust factor.
It's how you present yourself and not acting as if you're smarter.
Yes.
I'm going to, cunning my way through this.
Yeah.
House to Home says, we trust you, Madam Tessie. You have earned it from us.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. I just wanted to be sure that, please, can we get details on how to register for IDAN? I'm based in Abuja. This is Design Spaces and Structures.
Okay, great. So first of all, if you go on our Instagram handle, I'm sure the information is there in terms of a link, a number you can call the administrator, which should take it up from there with the processes, which you would have to fill a form, you have to send in some credentials and stuff. So we would definitely respond once you do that. You can get that from also our website. You can get all those informations there.
Okay. Funny says IDAN is a regulatory body. Fantastic. Ralph, Julia and Theresa says, thank you for the encouragement. Sometimes we feel like we're the only ones going through stuff. Okay, I think we've answered this question. Interior design and architecture, building culture through design. Driving that understanding is key. It can only backfire if it doesn't meet the end use. I'm not sure what this comment was about. Design Spaces and Structures says, tell yourself, let their space tell their stories. I'm not telling other people's stories in their spaces.
It's the very rigid clients. So I think this person is referring to the discussion about copy and paste.
Okay.
Yes. Master one aspect, grow through it. Senior designers everywhere. Pick a niche so as to develop competence and thereby grow from there. Let me see if there are questions. So these are majorly comments. And on that note, we will bring this session to a close. But I have one question for you.
Okay.
And question would be, what advice would you give to your younger self when if you were starting out again, what advice would you give to your younger self?
Okay, I always see people pause when this question is asked.
What do you say?
I said I always see people pause when they're asked this question. And I'm like, what advice would I give my younger self? I'm not sure. For me, okay, maybe the way I'm wired, I just take on things. If I come back and I'm supposed to be whatever I'm supposed to be, I'm sure I'll equally do it as good and no regrets, no. But one thing I know and I uphold is maybe if you ask me about the business, anything I regret really in the business, maybe that part, yes, I remember. That part of taking pictures for Folakemi. Do you know
the part of what?
Taking pictures. When we started out, like I mentioned, I didn't take taking pictures of what we do or anything. Documenting our processes and all of that. I mean, someone that does it very well is Isabella Bellings. I mean, the younger, I've seen how through telling stories, with what they do, the effect it has put on their brand. You get what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So I feel that in that aspect, I probably would advise myself to get on it. So even if it's not something I am gifted to doing, or for any reason I have reservations in doing, I would ensure somebody else is assigned. I would get someone else whose forte is that, because it's important. It's important to document. So for me, we can document every other thing but pictures. We can document every other thing. So I'm even trying to learn it, so not everything comes to you as a person. Naturally, but when I remember when Viva Bella came out, and I would send her DMs and say, I love the way you're able to just effortlessly give your story. I love the way you're able to effortlessly, and I started studying her and watching. And yes, I'm not yet there, but guess what? It has kind of changed my mindset and shifted me to understand that, hey, girl, you got to document. It's important. However you're going to try to do that, whether by yourself or someone else, you've got to do it. So for me, that is so key.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So documentation, honestly. And I know that sometimes it can be expensive. Sometimes it can be a put off, trying to get somebody to come and take the pictures and, or whatnot. But the truth of the matter is, as you grow, you look back on those things. And I look back at them and I think to myself, oh, what could I have done differently on this project? I could have done it differently. I could have done this and I could have done that. Yeah. But if it's in your head, they say memory makes something fonder, right? So in your head, you may think, you know what, actually did a fantastic job. You're not able to go back to criticize your old projects and say, my client really tried by allowing me to do this job, but that's also because you've matured, so obviously your design style is also changing.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. Thank you. One question popped here on the Q&A. Let me see it. Hey. So design sales says, will you do anything differently?
I guess I've answered that.
I guess so. I think the documentation.
Yes, I mean, that is one thing for sure I would do differently. Definitely, I would do differently. Because, like you mentioned, over the years, I mean, we've looked at, we've grown, apart from document, I mean, so I don't joke with when it's, putting information down and archiving. But when it came to graphical representation, I wasn't so strong on that, And so for me, that's one thing I would change. I would try to be better to make sure that I have the right pictures. I am able to put it out there a bit more and not be shy.
Great. Design says, she said, Sheila Money, when will we get to interview you? I am the host, I'm the host. So that's a I'm not talking about that one. But on that note, thank you so much, Percy. Thank you so much. Thank you for taking out the time to do this. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, and please let's keep the spirit high. Don't follow this COVID. No, nothing is happening. We are going to get more jobs. We're going to be good. There will be revenue generation. One thing I thought about. I tried to remind myself. I said, okay, I remember a point in my life. Okay, I just graduated, no work and no. What paid the bills? What? Okay, how about when I even started out not really even knowing what I was going to do? How did I survive that? So let's calm down, let's calm down, because I just feel a lot of tension. Oh, how am I going to pay my staff? How am I going to do? I got into that swing too, but I had to tell myself, calm down. You're not the person, no, it's not you. It's not you. There's somebody behind you that has been guiding you all the way. I mean, look at where you are. Look at how far you've come. Look at you. Just look at you. When you left school, did you
serious testimony?
Like, look at you. Look at us. So, I mean, just look back and look at you and know that if you've come all this way, definitely you're going to move ahead. But all you have to do is just stay positive, pray, connect with your whoever you pray to, whoever gives you the ginger, whoever gives you the if you're the kabash person, get on it and just receive, download. However it is, for every designer, there's something that gives you creativity. There's something that inspires you and gives you passion. Just reconnect with that thing and you would see. You would definitely do better.
Oh, so let me just, Ella Blog says, thank you so much. Ush Enna says, thank you, ladies. Funny Teeth says, I love your positive vibes, Mark. Keep it up. Design Spaces Structure is sending you so much love. B Heavy K says, thank you so much. Precious gives you like a lot of claps. Around us is giving thumbs up. Virtuous Interior Design says, I'm not sure I pronounced that right, but says thank you both so much. There's a lot of thank you. Oh, guys, thank you. We feel the love. Thank you so much. Jason Patton says thank you so much. Jamie says we can't wait. Oh, I'm not sure about that. That's interview. Jamie says we can't wait to hear from you. Okay, so thank you guys so much. Thank you, amazing sessions. Thank you.
Please come to Iden. Come to Iden.
Yes. And we still have something in our back pocket on this Iden matter. So stay tuned, guys. And on that note, thank you guys so much. See you again at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, we're having Remy Dada of Space Finish. Ooh. And that's somebody that has carved a niche for himself. So you should come and ask him how he's done it, and maybe you can ask him that question again.
Exactly.
Okay, so thank you guys. See you at 6 p.m. Have a lovely rest of the day. All right. Bye.
Bye.